The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
A very good evening to all of you. The Love Talk Show is on air.
Is on air to talk about intelligent love. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrei, and your name is?
My name is Peter, and for the next hour, we are going to talk about a very polemic theme or topic where you should choose in between your partner and your parents. Who should you give more attention to?
I wouldn't use that word should. Otherwise, it looks like we are in a battlefield and it's not a competition, but we will learn more about it. Stay tuned.
Well, balancing commitments in a love life, commitment in the love life or romantic relationship while maintaining strong ties, connections with your parents, it can be a very difficult task in certain cases. And this is what we are going to talk about today. Let's hear this report and then we are coming back.
Who comes first, spouse or parents? Today, we're stepping into a battlefield where the lines of love and loyalty are often blurred. The family. It's a question many couples face but few dare to ask aloud. When you get married, who comes first, your spouse or your parents? Imagine a couple standing at a crossroad. Behind one partner is their family, a lifelong support system full of comfort and familiar expectation. Behind the other is a new spouse, a new world of hopes, dreams, and a promise of a new future. They start walking hand in hand, but the path forward is a constant tug of war between the past and the future, between old loyalty and new commitment. The journey becomes a series of compromises and conflict, with one partner constantly looking back over their shoulder, struggling to let go. This isn't just an illustration. This is a reality of countless couples whose relationships are put to the ultimate test. A UK survey by law firm Abacus Solicitors, cited in 2013, a blog post revealed that interfering in-laws were blamed for 11% of divorces. A key part of that interference can be financial. Couples often face problems when one spouse gives more of their earnings to their parents or in-laws than their partner, leaving the spouse feeling unprioritized and resentful. Beyond finances, interference can appear in many forms. For some couples, the problem is that one partner consistently listens more to their parents than to their spouse, even on significant decisions. When a partner's family has a more critical voice in a relationship, can this be a recipe for disaster? This can manifest when parents feel comfortable interfering in their children's relationships, offering unsolicited advice on everything from finances to child rearing. This persistent interference can be especially problematic when couples choose to live with their parents, a living arrangement that has become increasingly common for young couples in the UK due to housing costs, create a setup that can blur boundaries and increase conflict. A 2017 article in the Irish Examiner mentioned a study that found some couples were driven to the brink of separation due to parental over-involvement. with 28% considering splitting up and around 10% having already done so. Is it possible to strike a balance between old loyalties and new commitments? How can you protect your marriage from outside influences without annihilating the people you love? On today's show, we'll discuss how to navigate these tricky family dynamics and find a healthy balance that honors both your spouse and your parents. Stay tuned as we start the journey towards a harmonious and happy family. Don't go anywhere. The conversation is just getting started on the Love Talk Show.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And in this report, you could hear that there are several problems that can arise between husband and wife, between partners. And you could also understand that measures should be put into place in order that you will not compromise one, neither the other. And the big question is, who should you give? Or my wife said we shouldn't use the word should. But the truth is, when you start a new life with someone, you are not living, but you have your past and you have your parents, and your partner also has his or her parents. And what do I need to do? What kind of options do you have? What are the strategies that you can put into place in order that you will find the balance between one and the other?
We were talking about should, but I would use the term it's supposed to. When you get married, it's supposed to give more attention to your partner, to your spouse, because after all, you left your parents' house, you left relatives, not behind, let's not also use this term, but yes, you left the house to build up a new family, let's say it. And it's not supposed for you to give the same kind of attention to your parents as you should be giving. Now I used should. See,
Yeah.
It's supposed to give to your wife, and not because you don't like your family or you don't respect your family members. It's just the way that it is.
There are several topics that we may take into consideration. My parents, they raised me, they fed me. My parents took care of me. My parents were a big part of my life, your life too. Our parents, they were there when we were in need. I know what some people are thinking at this moment, but my father wasn't there, my mother wasn't there. Yes,
It happened.
there are situations where the parents were not. But in this example, we are talking about parents who were present, not parents who were perfect, because there's no such thing. And if you already became a father or a mother, no matter how much you love your children, you also know that you have your own limitations. And the way that you are raising your children now, you see yourself sometimes saying the same things that your parents were telling you. You see yourself doing things that your parents were doing with you. At the time, they looked like something useless or old school or whatever, but you were doing. And obviously, during, I will guess, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, it doesn't matter how long you were with your parents, you create a very strong bond between you and your parents. Naturally, especially if there were difficulties, if life was difficult for your parents, for you too. So as a family, as one, you had to face so many difficult moments. And then a person decides to bring a third one in between, which is the new partner, the spouse, and then consequently the children or the grandchildren. And love, there's a need of sharing love with everyone, and there's a need of sharing attention with everyone. And this is where sometimes problems are coming up, because husband is not getting along with the wife, wife is not getting along with the husband, parents are not getting along with their in-laws, and vice versa, and becomes a mess.
And it doesn't need to be a competition. We can have a healthy family dynamics when everything is balanced. So I won't take the attention from my spouse that it's supposed, here I am again with it's supposed, with the attention that I'm supposed to give to my spouse. And when I'm with my parents, when I call them, so it's their share of attention then that I am giving to them also. And then, do you know what? I was thinking about something very interesting. Parents should raise up their children for them to respect and also embrace the married life in a healthy, in a healthy way, in a sense of he's not depending on us anymore because we really educated him well. We really did our job, so now he embraces married life
We are going
in
there.
a very healthy way and balanced way.
We are going to talk about those options and strategies. But first, Andrea, I would like to hear what our reporter has to share with us with the street interviews.
Straight from the people, straight to you. The word on the street.
Who comes first in your life, mum or spouse? How do you cope with giving both the attention they need and deserve?
Spouse, because although you have a great bond with your mother and she brought you up, you're supposed to be a team with your spouse, as you two against anything. So even in those situations, I think it also depends on who's in the right and who's in the wrong. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to have each other's backs. I mean, I can understand why, obviously. All they're trying to do is look after their child and look out for their best interests. But ultimately, again, I think they can advise, but they should definitely sit on the periphery, because ultimately it's the individual's life and it's up to them to make their own decisions. They can counsel them, that's fine, but they shouldn't be proactively getting in the way, because that's only going to cause more friction.
I think they're two separate things. You can't compare them. You can't put them together. Each person has their own role in our lives. So you shouldn't choose between the two. They will always try to be parents, but I think it's important to listen to your own voice. Each person tries to give advice based on their own point of view and their own experiences, but you get to live your life once the way you want it to be. So I think ultimately you need to listen to yourself. I think it's a balancing exercise. Sometimes we need more attention, sometimes we're able to give more attention. So I think it's about constant communication, letting your partner know your needs and them letting you know their needs. It can't be 50-50 all the time. Sometimes it might be 80-20. Sometimes you might both be 20, but you can just sit with it and just communicate with each other and figure it out together.
I think it's problematic if someone says one or the other. I think they're two different relationships and you get different things from both of them. In an ideal world, my parents would be self-sufficient and I wouldn't have to parent them. Of course, there's a relationship between us and, I love both of my parents, and it'd be important for parents to support the son or the daughter, but it's none of their business. I mean, if the person's distressed or they need help with a situation with their partner, yes, give them some sort of advice, but when you're trying to build a life with someone, with a partner, I think you need to spend more time with them. I mean, you do anyway if you live with them.
My parents are going to come first. A healthy relationship growing up with your parents, a child is naturally going to, when he grows up, choose their parents over any relationship. If you're living with your parents at a older age, you have to figure it out and try to navigate and leave the nest, I guess was so. But as an adult, you're supposed to be out and experiencing life. Your parents already experienced life. So the information you gather from your parents is the information you use in the real world, in society, and how you incorporate yourself with the people you meet. So when you meet someone, I don't think your parents are going to be upset that you're spending time with this person, especially if you have a communicative relationship with your parents. As a child or as a human being, you should communicate with your parents. Never lose that communication. Never lose that bond. But it shouldn't be a clingy thing. It should be, hey, I'm in the world. I'm experiencing life. What other information can you give me so that I can prosper out here? This is what parents are supposed to do for your offspring so that your children can be productive in society. But you're not supposed to be having conflict with spending time with your parents or someone you're trying to spend the rest of your life with, because your parents are going to understand that naturally. There comes a point in time where you're supposed to cherish and nurture your parents when you know that this the reality of life. They're not going to live forever. It's supposed to be a time where human beings, we nurture them. It should never be a conflict. There's a conflict, the relationship is dead. It's built on negativity. It's going to be a lot of rocky roads that you travel when you have to separate timing for your parents and the person you're trying to spend the rest of your life with.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And we could hear what people here in London are sharing with us and what their opinions are concerning in-laws, parents, couples, their own family, what the measurements can be taken in order to bring peace among them all. And Andrea, I believe that one of the things that can help in a couple to get prepared for these challenges that are coming up, because there are several factors that we could put here on the table, from distance to the way people were raised. Sometimes couples, they have their own parents having different lives because they are separated. Sometimes it's not only going to your parents or my parents coming. Sometimes is your dad, your mom, and her dad, her mom, and we have here plenty of factors that we could put here on the table. We have people's behavior, we have people's mentality, we have people's way of dealing with circumstances, dealing with people, with family in general. Obviously, that we can bring to this argument or to this talk all these factors, and all of them are important because this is the reality many people faces when this subject comes up. But I believe one of the first things that a couple must do, Andrea, is communication between them, communicating and deciding clearly what is going to be done, and not doing things by themselves. Not, I don't care what your opinion is, I'm bringing my parents here. I don't care what you say, we are going to my parents. This Christmas we are going to be in my parents because last year we were in yours and yours were a mess. And
that's a big discussion.
Yes, no. So communication here is extremely important for a plan to be settled, and when the due time comes, when the moment of the truth comes, they will know, they will be shielded, and they will know what to do.
And we didn't mention something that is also very important to bring up, that is cultural situations, because in certain cultures it's really a thing to bring mom or to bring dad to live with the couple. So you really have to create this bond with your spouse in order not to allow that other people interfere in your marriage. Even if it's someone that you really care for, even if it's someone that you really respect, the person that raised you up, like you were saying, that gave you the education, everything that you are, everything that you have today, the person, for example, the mom, it happens a lot, they worked shifts, 2-3 shifts, just to raise up the kids, to put food on their table, and you are grateful, and you should be. We should be grateful. But once you made up your mind, once you took the decision, you made the decision to marry someone, so now you are sharing your life with that person, with your spouse. So you really have to pay attention to this. Otherwise, you left your parents' house. Usually that's what happens. You wanted to form a new family, and you are allowing yourself to destroy the family that you just started building. Or the situation has been going on for many years, and that's one of the main reasons for you and your spouse to argue.
Yes, it's one of the reasons. And obviously, establishing healthy boundaries with parents, it's extremely important. As I said, there's no one equal to the other. We all are in different situations. We all have different in-laws. We all have different lives. But there's something that can be done in common to all families, which is, in my opinion, establishing healthy boundaries. Yes. Not too much and not too little. Not using children sometimes to provoke or to upset your in-laws, not using the fact of you don't like them, or you did hear something that you did not agree with, and then you are using your children to hurt them and priving them to be grandmothers, grandparents, and because this is also part of life, this is also family, and it's also healthy. Your children tomorrow will give you grandchildren. And I know sometimes people are coming to me and saying, but I'm not like him, I'm not like her. Yes, but you have your own limitations, let's say it. You have also your own behavior. You have also your way of thinking and dealing with situations. Sometimes it's not pleasable to everyone.
You're not perfect too.
So there are boundaries that they need to be set in a way that you will have time to form your own family. You have your wife, you have your husband, your partner, maybe you have kids, you have children, but you should, or you started a new life with this person. And obviously this person will demand the majority of your time, because is this person that you will pay the bills with, is this person that you are building a future with, is with this person that you are planning a future, is with this person that you had or you are going to have children, is with this person that supposedly you are going to grow old and you will spend your life with. Your parents have done the same. They had done the same. They got married. They built their families too. So not excluding them from your life, because in my opinion, this is completely wrong. And your parents, they don't deserve this. They are still your father and your mom, but they are also, or they can also be, in case if you have a grandparents, and be part of the life of your grandchildren. So boundaries where they are welcome to come, you are welcome to go, and it will not lack to any of them, not just your parents or my parents, or your parents are bad, mine are good. We can go to mine and we cannot go to yours. I think the communication, the boundaries are important steps here.
He reminded me of something, is as counting coins. So I have 2, you have 3. Last Christmas, this is a thing, because Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
This is a huge thing, a huge discussion, because the last 2 years you went to your family or on New Year's Eve, and then Christmas, my parents, and then it's counting coins. And I was thinking about this. Boundaries, not intervening or giving unsolicited advice, parents allowing, or the spouse allowing that parents or extended family, sometimes it's not even parents, but extended family, everyone has their own bit to say. as something to say.
Depending on the family,
On the
yes.
family and how those boundaries are not being set.
This is where the boundaries are coming from.
Yes. And I was also thinking about another big problem that can happen. Not helping, because we can help, because we help a person that is in need, a friend that is in need, someone sometimes that we don't even know. Helping is not the issue when the person is in need, when the parents need, when an extended family member needs, but supporting them financially is another thing. And when the spouse says, okay, that's enough, because now we have to invest on this, the house, the car, the children's education, so now it's enough. And the spouse, because it happens, situations, it happens, when the spouse says no, the other one will do it behind closed doors, like, I will do this time, and then my husband can't know, how do you say? Yes, my husband, because he told me not to do it, but I want to do it because it's really, and then
lack of communication.
So that can become a big problem, a big issue also.
Yes, showing appreciation and what is the word? Respect from both families, not comparing, because it's something that creates, sometimes plenty of problems. Yours are this and mine are that. And start to create shared experiences that you have with your in-laws. They were not part of your family. They will never replace your parents. Your wife or your husband, your partner will never replace your parents, in a sense. They are not going to be your parents, but they can be part of this new chapter of your life. And this is the beauty of life. You know, I've been married for 28 years, and I can say it, my grandmother, or my mother-in-law, I'm sorry. My mother-in-law became a second mother to me. My father-in-law became a second father to me. You know, and I did not know who they were before. When she got married with me, she was 20 years old. And she had already 20 years of relationship with them. I zero, nothing, absolutely nothing. But throughout these 28 years, we could create new, how can I say, perspectives and moments that can be shared with all of us. So opening the door with boundaries, with respect, and showing appreciation for both families, it's also a good step, I think.
And something that I want to bring up, so you were talking about marriage, and do you realize that I have been with you and you with me for longer than I have been with my family?
At the moment, yes.
Because I got married when I was 20, so I left my father's house when I was 20, and I'm living with you for 28 years. And now this person is driving and doing the maths. How old is she now?
Half of a century. Well, I think prioritizing the relationship is important, because this is what, not ignoring the parents, but prioritizing the couple, it's very important. And showing always this flexibility of, it's not always as you want, but it will be, your time will come, her time will come, whatever. Well, I hope that we could help you with something. And in solving this problem that sometimes is happening in so many couples, we are going to hear this song, and then we are going to listen also a live story. Pay attention to.
Oh yeah. I don't wanna live this life in vain, oh no. Tell me what's the point if I have it all but don't know the truth. Oh Lord, you are what really matters. I pray I never forget this. Goes beyond physical, yeah. It's more than a lifetime, more than a lifetime with you. More than a lifetime with you, Lord. I'll keep going strong. More than a lifetime with you.
Teach me to want what you want, like how to follow your heart. But sometimes the journey, it gets hard. To where you are, yeah. I know that nothing ever will compare to you. So I'll keep on praying, hoping, learning, trusting you. I know pain comes with the change, but I'll push through. Oh, for more than a lifetime with you.
More than a lifetime with you, Lord. I'll keep going strong. More than a lifetime with you. Lifetime. I will give God my lifetime. My lifetime. I will give God my lifetime. If I give God my lifetime, He will take care of me, yeah. He will never ever let me down. I will give God my lifetime.
Lisa, please tell us, how was your life before you come to the presence of God?
So before coming to the presence of God, I had lots of issues, which mainly stem from when I was younger. I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. My parents divorced when I was 8. And obviously this created a lot of insecurity within me. I used to be very fearful of losing my mum or my dad. I used to think maybe they're going to die, something's going to happen. I missed my dad when I was with my mum, and then I missed my mum when I was with my dad. So there was a lot of confusion in my mind. Growing up, I just had a sense of real sadness within me. At the time, I didn't realize it was there, but I was just a very sad child. As I became a teenager, I really wanted to fit in, but I found it really hard to fit in with different groups of people. I got in a little bit of trouble, but I also wanted kind of the opposite that I'd seen in my family. So in my mind, I thought I want to meet someone, get married, have a family, be successful, go to university. So all the things that I hadn't seen in my family, I wanted for myself. However, when I turned 16, 17, I started having serious problems with my mum at home. I decided to move out when I was 18 because there was just too many problems, lots of conflicts, arguments. I studied, I really wanted to go to university, and it just seemed every time I studied, something would happen for me to stop. So when I was 17, I was doing performing arts and I had an injury with my knee. I had to be operated and I basically had to cut those studies off and stop studying that. Then at 18, I then had to move out from home. At 19, I decided to marry then my first boyfriend because all I wanted was that stability. So I got married very young. At the age of 20, my dad was killed in a road traffic accident. So as I turned 19, 20, I started suffering with real depression. Around that time, it wasn't really spoken about, but I just had this sense of being a failure, not doing well in anything I do, not being happy in even really my love life. There were lots of issues as well. And then at the age of 21, I was applying for divorce. So the person I thought would give me that stability, I then lost. So for me, losing my dad and then losing my husband in the space of 2 years hit a really dark place and I felt very lonely. This then led me to get into wrong types of relationships. I managed to get into a relationship with someone that was abusive, that was a drug dealer. And I had always been against drugs, but I ended up trying cocaine, marijuana, cigarettes, partying all the time. And it really was just for me to forget everything that happened in my life in that moment and just I remember saying, can I not just die? I remember one weekend we went out the whole weekend and I had a concoction of drugs and alcohol. And then I started being very sick and literally I was vomiting blood. That's how bad it was. And in that moment, I remember saying to myself, can I not just die now? Can I not just go to sleep and not wake up? Because I was just so depressed and so sad with life. I didn't want to continue living.
What would you say it was the worst moment in your life?
I think the worst moment for me is I came out of that abusive relationship and I met someone else and I just thought, this person's different. I'm not going to rush into a relationship this time. I'll take it slowly. However, after 3 months, I fell pregnant and things kind of started to go downhill. He was smoking marijuana a lot. He was a bit younger than me. He wanted the party life. And as I was pregnant and having a child, that's not what I wanted anymore. And it turned out that I became a single mum. I was living by myself. The plans I had of studying and everything else was pushed aside and I was really depressed. I contemplated suicide. I thought about ending my life, my daughter's life, but I didn't have the courage to end my own child's life. So that's when I hit rock bottom and I was just so desperate at that moment. I just didn't know what to do. So I came to the presence of God when a friend invited me to one of the meetings. She'd been inviting me for many years and I'd always rejected her invitation. I just thought, it's not for me, it's not going to help me. I had been to different places for help. I had been to different spiritualists and tried different even rituals to try and help my life, and especially my love life, because my love life has always been a problem and that was my worst problem at that moment. So I started to attend the meetings, wasn't quite sure what to expect. I just knew that I was so tired of life, something had to happen. And I remember in one of the meetings the pastor saying, if God exists, your life has to change. And that stuck with me for quite a while. For me, with the depression, there was no hope. When you really go through depression, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is nothing. It's like, I just felt like this gerbil on a wheel, just around every single day, doing the same thing with no aspirations, no strength. But I started to put into practice the word of God, that it said your life can change, that God was real. And at first that was hard for me to understand because I had trust issues. So I didn't trust the people I could see. Now I was going to trust a God that I can't see. And that took a long time. But through prayer, through putting into practice what was said in the meetings, through being really sincere with myself and realizing just how sad and unhappy and helpless I was, I just surrendered everything to God and said, God, I can't do this anymore. If you are real, do something. I also suffered with migraines and back pain and insomnia. And one of the first things that I saw the changes was the migraines went. I started to sleep properly. I started doing chains of prayer for specific areas, especially the suicidal thoughts, the depression. And within about 3 to 4 months, all of those symptoms were gone. My perspective on life was so different. I knew that God could help me because He'd started to show me. I knew that everything was possible because I wasn't alone anymore. So within, I would say, 6 months, my life was completely transformed. Not on the outside. Outside, there was still lots of problems, but inside, it was a completely different person. It was a different Lisa. It was a person with hope, with faith, trusting in God. Then I started to hear about the Holy Spirit, which for me, I'd never heard about before. I started to meditate on the Word of God. I started asking God, what does it really mean to know you? What does it really mean to have God inside of me? What does it mean to have the Holy Spirit? How does that work? Because it was so foreign to me. I'd never heard of that before. But I sought the Holy Spirit. I put into practice what was being taught in the meetings. I sacrificed myself, in the sense, everything that I thought is almost like undoing the old me and asking God to give a new Lisa, put a new sense of life inside of me. And then I think it must have been about, I don't know, maybe 8 months, I received the Holy Spirit. I received the assurance that God was with me. I had this desire to really help other people as well, knowing that you can actually be free from all of these problems that I'd been through and that I was never alone. And that was the biggest thing for me. Now, my life's completely different.
And today, how is your life?
Today, my life is not even different. It's transformed. I had lots of issues within myself, complexes, insecurities, fears. I don't have any of those anymore. The normal things as a human, we go through battles and problems, but I love life now. I had issues within my love life for so many years. The father of my daughter, we actually married, we divorced, and then we remarried. So today we're happily married. It's now been 9 years. We also have another child. Our love life is blessed financially. Also, my career as well. I have a really good career in what I love doing. And also I'm able to help others as well. So my life is transformed. It's not perfect, it never will be, but I'm very happy. I have peace, and the presence of God, to know that He is with me is the most precious thing.
And what would be your advice for this person who today has similar problems?
It would be to seek God first. Just seek with an open heart and just say, look, this is who I am. And this is exactly what I did to you. I said, here I am. Seek God, ask God for help. Even though it's so hard to believe that someone can truly help you, God doesn't fail. But it takes two people to really transform a life.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And Lisa's experience of life, and I would say even a transformation of life, because I'm using her words, it's wonderful. And it's amazing when we look to a person, regardless of who this person is, and this person was able to turn difficult moments and frustrations, disappointments, and so many things that were not going well in something good for themselves. And this is what Lisa has done, and today her life is completely transformed. Well, we are going to talk about...
We are going... just one thing regarding Lisa, she wanted stability. But because she didn't have a perfect, like no one has a perfect family life, and she lacked the presence of both parents, but she found that afterwards in a relationship. And that's amazing, because even you are there, you have been listening to us, and like Peter was mentioning, maybe you say, I didn't have these parents, and there's no competition at all, because I didn't have a family to live and to, but don't worry, because if you overcome everything, all your inner issues, the same way as Lisa did, you can start a family and you can find the stability that you haven't been having for so many years.
Well, this is what we believe.
That's what we believe in, yes. And that's what we've experienced. So now we have
the
Dear Love Talk Show.
Let's hear this question.
Real stories, real dilemmas, real solutions. Only on the Dear Love Talk Show.
When is the right time to say I love you?
So, in this segment, the Dear Love Talk Show, we can understand there's a question asking about I love you. When was? You brought into my mind the first time that my wife told me I love you.
Do you remember
and,
that? Please share with us, because it's not coming to my mind.
Okay. And it reminds me when I said the first time I love you. And I think that more important than the right moment of saying I love you, that it shouldn't be your concern. It will be in a good or a fancy restaurant, will be after a day of being together, after a date that we are going to have together, after 1 month in this beautiful place. More than this is when you are able to realize that you want this person in your life for the rest of your days. You don't see this person as only a friend. You don't see this person only as a nice person, as a good professional, or someone who can make a difference in life by himself or herself. But obviously, when you are looking to this man, woman, and you see that this person will be a plus in your life, and you are going to be a plus in this person's life, that together you can build something great, and you can imagine yourself growing old next to this person. You can imagine yourself living with this person for the rest of your life. You can imagine yourself living with this person and using today's topic, dealing with her parents or with his parents and having a family with this person.
That's also a proof of love.
Yes, if you are willing, if you see, oh, my dear friend, I do believe this is the moment that you are able to say I love you.
And I would go further with this I love you. So yes, I agree. When the right moment to say I love you is when you are sure that you want to live with that person for the rest of your life. But then, for the rest of your life, you will say I love you in many ways. For example, people say I love you just like this. I just said I love you, I love you. But the thing is, daily life, details. For example, my husband, he says I love you frequently. Not every day, all the time, but when he sees I love you. Usually at the end of the day. Did I say that I loved you today? And even if he said, I was like, but you can say it again. So, but I was going to say that we can say I love you without the words. For example, when you help the person to do the dishes, like my husband did today, he was saying, I love you. And I know that what we are going to do next is important. So I know that you are rushing and I will help you. That's a way to say I love you. Some people, they do associate the I love you with the flowers, with the chocolates. But it's not like that. Simple gestures, daily in the daily life, in the routine, he says or she says I love you without those words, and they are really meaningful.
Well, let's listening this song and then we are coming back.
On a Sunday evening, I'm looking back over all the years and where I've been, looking at the photographs. I'm remembering you were right there, and you have been ever since. With every page that turns, I see your faithfulness. Ooh, the mountain where I climbed, the valley where I fell, you were there all along. That's the story I'll tell. You brought the pieces together, made me the storyteller. Now I know it is well, it is well. That's the story I'll tell. There were some nights that felt like they would last forever, but you kept me breathing. You were with me right then, and all that you have done for me, I can never hold it in. So here's to me telling this story over and over again. The mountain where I climbed, the valley where I fell, you were there all along. That's the story I'll tell. You brought the pieces together, made me the storyteller. Now I know it is well, it is well. That's the story I'll tell. That's the story I'll tell. Yeah. You hold the broken, you heal my every cry, every cry.
This is The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Well, we are reaching the end of the Love Talk Show, but I would like to talk to you who is listening to us. And perhaps you are facing so many trials in your love life. Maybe the arguments are increasing between you and your partner because of your in-laws, because of your parents, because of financial issues, because something came in between both of you, or just because life by itself became so hard and you are finding yourselves facing so many problems that you couldn't count with these problems being between you, that you think that love is growing cold. You think, no, you've seen this, that love is growing cold between you and your spouse. Maybe you see that you are losing what you fought for your entire life. You've been turning your world upside down in order to give the best to those who you love the most, your partner, your spouse, and consequently your children. But you look at yourself and you see everything coming against you, or you see everything running away, going down the drain, and you no matter what you do or what you've done is not helping, and you feel like you are losing everything, and above all, maybe you have been losing hope. Well, I think the real story that you could hear a few minutes ago, Lisa's real story, is an example that you can overcome. And that's why we are going to have tomorrow, or better, we are going to have Thursday, an event or a meeting called Love Therapy that will start 8 p.m. where everyone is invited to join us.
And you are very welcome. 232 Seven Sisters Road, London, Finsbury Park. We have here our headquarters in Finsbury Park, and you can come, you can be counseled. Everything is for free, participating from the seminar, the one-to-one that is private. So you can come and join us Thursday, 8 p.m.
Well, the Love Talk Show will come back tomorrow, 10 p.m. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You attended the Love Therapy seminar tonight. What stood out to you from the message that was spoken about?
I think the most important thing is transparency. Like when you're married or when you start a relationship, you need to be open and honest about everything. You can't lie or tell half-truths. You just need to say it as it is, no matter what.
Would you say that this is definitely a problem nowadays in relationships with people that hold back the truth or even tell lies in their relationships?
I would say it's been going on from the beginning of time because, I mean, before I came to church, the relationships I had, they used to lie a lot. The men would lie a lot and, you know, I thought they were telling the truth, but then later on you find out they're lying. So I think it's something that's always happened and you don't feel safe. When a person starts lying, you don't feel secure anymore.
And how would you say you feel after attending a Love Therapy seminar? What's your mindset each week when you come? How do you leave these seminars?
It helps me to grow as a person because also like I have tools that when the time comes, I'll know how to use them. And, you know, like even something like Bishop said tonight about, you know, if you get a text message from another man or something, you should show them. I always thought that you shouldn't show them in case they get upset, but now I understand, no, I should show them because then there's transparency. It sort of clears up doubts or things that you're not sure about.
And what would you say to someone that has never attended a Love Therapy seminar before? What kind of things will they learn if they come here?
I think they're missing out because even if they're not in a relationship, they can use the tools to better the relationships around them, like friendship or your family, your parents, whatever. You can use it in whatever you're doing. It's not, you know, it's not just for a man-woman relationship. You can use them in every way. So I think they're missing out.
And if you were to say in one word, Love Therapy is, what would that be if you were to complete that sentence? Love Therapy is?
Love Therapy is essential in order to be a better person.
That wraps up the Love Talk Show. Till tomorrow.